Hi, and welcome to College Planning Untangled, where we help families simplify the college planning process. I'm Kristin Clark. I'm a career exploration coach for 16 to 26-year-olds, and I'm here with Bobby Hood, who is our online SAT and ACT guru. Bobby, how's life going for you this week?
Just great. We got ACT this weekend, and so spring ACT tutoring is heating up, and everything's going great.
So you've been busy.
Yeah, it's a busy time.
Yeah. So, Bobby, we've been working on a series about career trends. And and today what we've got two trends that global and remote work is the first one. And then the second one is education innovation. So let's dive in and start talking about the global and remote work.
Yeah, I'm fascinated.
As we know, well, what's interesting is all of this remote working.
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you, I've got a really, really firm opinion on this for people who are new to the workforce. I'm actually doing a series right now on LinkedIn called Be Career Courageous. And one of them is, I'm not a huge fan of the remote work.
Mm-hmm.
If for people new to their careers. Now, I got to tell you, if it's hybrid, I think I'm okay with that. And I'll tell you why. There is so much interaction that goes on in an office place where transfer of knowledge happens, meeting people and getting to know them on a personal level that I don't think happens when you're fully remote. So that's one thing for parents that I would say, if your kid is thinking, ooh, yay, it's in vogue right now and everybody wants to work remotely and that's so cool, I don't have to put pants on to go into work in the morning. I'd say really have them think about that, to really think through that and why they think they want it. I know you work in an office, right?
Oh, yeah.
You work with people. I just think having coffee or standing over the copier and going, hey, what's this thing about that you're copying? And, just having those conversations, you learn so much. And you don't get that when you're sitting at your desk at home.
Well, I know that a lot of the younger people today absolutely just want to go into offices because they want that experience, right? And so I think a big part of it is just understanding what it is that you value and what you need, but understanding that you probably should try it out. Don't just decide that you hate it before you've done it, right? But I think there's some people for whom remote work is just a gigantic boon and helps them. For people who are neurodivergent and need to control their surroundings and not have distracting noises and things like that, and it can be great to work from home. But yeah, so that's something for everybody. That's
and you're bringing up a fair point. I still tell you, I don't think it helps you in your career.
Absolutely.
It's like we're both kind of weird. So I mean, I guess to me, the message to families is really have this conversation about what you miss or lose out on if you don't go into the office. And, I guess too, on the same thing with the gain of doing everything 100% remote.
Yeah.
Personally, again, if you've got the option to go into an office, whether it be hybrid or 100%, I think if your goal is to do well in your career and to move up and get promotions and all that stuff, I think you're better off going in.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it is a current trend that you really have to be looking at, right? As well as this other thing is gig workers. Where companies aren't necessarily saying we need you 100% of your time. So we're willing to hire you for 20 hours a week.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. You're going to have people who are going to be working 2 or 3 jobs remotely at the same time. Yeah.
Absolutely. And, and that's a reality of our world. So I think another part of that is, really thinking about if that's something risk-wise and, lifestyle-wise that you enjoy and that you're good at. If you've got a certain talent, gig opportunity is a real thing, and it's definitely a big burgeoning trend.
Absolutely. So something that you've just got to consider.
And then the last Yeah. Yeah. And if you like the thought of that, right?
Mhm.
The cool part is you're learning lots of different companies, the way they work. You're getting, lots of different project type things. So you're not working on one company. The
Right.
downside is, if one goes away, then you've got to replace
Mhm.
it. So you got to figure that out and
Yep.
know how to do that, right?
Sure.
Then we also have cross-cultural communication. So with all of this gig work happening and remote working happening, having people out there that actually figure out how do we talk to people on different continents and different cultures and different languages. So that's pretty cool too, that especially for people that are good at like learning languages, that is so not up my alley because I just am not that good at it.
Mhm.
But man, for those that are, that's a huge opportunity.
Absolutely. And I mean, when you work in in a multinational company and you've got teams from different parts of the world, I mean, you do like it's an eye-opening experience for an American because America's got this culture of working a million hours and all that. And you may discover that people from your teams overseas that they're not going to be responding to you at, you know, at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. They're not going to be checking their messages right there. A lot of people in Europe are going to be taking the entire month of August off, right? And so, you have to uh, understand those cultural differences and just how communication styles differ. And America is this like instant communication, expecting responses immediately, and not all cultures are like that. And so, it's interesting that now there will actually be jobs in helping companies manage that, and so that's a really
Absolutely.
cool thing to look at.
Yeah, and you made me think of something else too within a company, just educating
Mhm.
each other on, this is how it is, right? This
Yep.
is different than what we're used to. So
Yep.
yeah, I think that's really cool. All right, so on the education front, so we've got education innovation. So again, a new cultural trend is um, having more education tools in schools that are not just a teacher.
Mhm.
What are those tools and how do we help people learn better? How do we help people with different learning styles? And I think the other part is maybe less reliance on bodies,
Mhm.
teachers in some cases too. So there's this whole new area of how do we have tools that can help people learn?
Oh, absolutely. And with the explosion of AI tools like that, AI is going to be a major component of education moving forward. And so, learning how to integrate that, but still have education be a positive, effective, force for students. Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I could almost see that also doing, Bobby, is this whole idea of critical thinking
Hmm.
and how it might change that. I know a lot of people look at AI as the evil, it's
Right.
evil, it's going to take over the world. Um, but being able to really look at the answers it's giving you and going, that's not what I was trying to say. It's not what I
Yeah.
wanted. So I kind of see it also developing critical thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So
I mean, that's
that's
yeah, that's
fascinating.
part of what students are going to need to learn is not just, oh, this AI tool is going to give you the answers to everything. It's like, no, okay, learn how to judge when it is helpful and when it is not helpful and what to believe and what not to believe in. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And believe it or not, and I did not put this in here, it
Right.
brought up more career coaches because one of the things that we're seeing is not only the importance of young people thinking about careers earlier so that we can save on college education costs and all of those things, but also a lot of older people deciding to transition in their career.
Mhm. Yeah.
So having career coaches that can help you, manage it through that is going to be huge. And really understanding what skills are transferable and, if you need more education, how do you get that? So yeah, career coaches are on the up. Yay, go Kristen.
That's right.
And then also instructional designers. So, Bobby, every tool we use out there, you have to go to a help. And okay, how do
Mhm.
I do this? So, having more people like developing systems to help us navigate all of this
Right.
is, and I mean, who would have thought, right? This is one of
Yeah.
those, a lot of these are those those new jobs that we never even could have imagined 10 years ago.
Absolutely. Right. There's just entirely new things that did not exist. And that's what people need to be looking toward, is these interesting new jobs that might be really, really fun and a growing niche of industry to go and find a job. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. So let your kiddos know. Hey, let your spouse know if they're looking for different work. That these things are out there, but we'll have another set of current trends next week. I mean, there's a lot of these.
Lots to talk about. All right. Well, we'll talk next.